welcome. Please come in. If you are here, say hi. If you are watching this as a replay and it's 10:30 my time, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, she's never been this late. This is usually what time she signs off." You're right. And if you were to say, oh, "She probably forgot about us," you're right again. So I was on my way into the kitchen to clean up. As you can see, I'm rough in my pajamas. Was on my way to go clean up my kitchen. I was gonna rock out with my Maxwell, have me a quick sip, and then clean up my kitchen, straighten up my living room. And as I walked through the living room, I saw these on the couch. I saw this, and I was like, oh my gosh. I was supposed to do these on live tonight. Oh my goodness. So guess what? We're doing these on live tonight. Yay. It's late, but I wanted these done. So I'm going to do these tonight. And since you're here and since I'm here, I figure I'll go ahead and log in and do this anyway. Good evening, Nancy S. and So Crafty. Hello, Miss Ethel Smith. Good evening. Wendy from Australia. Good afternoon to you. Tracy, hello. I don't remember your name. How are you? Heather Butler, hello to you as well. And the Hoop Group. Kingsbury Crafts. Diane, hello. Miss Favors, hello. Jenny, hello. How are you? Nancy Faust from Iowa, hello. And Marge Campbell so far, hello to you as well. Thank you, lovely, lovely folks, for joining us very late this evening. I appreciate you tuning in. As I mentioned, I forgot. I'm not gonna lie. I apologize. My bad. Dr. Threads. Hi, hun. How are you? Let me see. I can't see that. Let me blow up my other chat so that I can see what's going on. This is PL Bovin. Good evening to you as well. Dextra. Hello, Nancy S. Glad to see you do this. I have some that I have to do as well. But we're gonna do a little twist on this one. Okay. So I'm praying it works like I think it's going to work and like I've been told it works. But we're going to have to see that. Hello, Will. You have a late evening. So I know you got to get up early. But hello, welcome. Thank you for popping in to say hey. Vaughn Smith. Hello, Valda Davis. Marge Campbell says don't forget to hit the like button. And hello to Vaughn and Valda. And Beverly says hello from Ohio. Welcome, Beverly. How are you? And Carla Woody, hello from Lenore. Heavenly Stitches, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Vocal coach, Donna Flynn, Toronto. Hello from Toronto, Canada. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate that. Yas. And Raina, hello. How are you? Jessica Stork, hello from Texas. Welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. It's a lot more folk in here than I thought was going to be here. So welcome to you all. Thank you for joining us this evening. As I mentioned, I am late. I completely forgot. That's just what it boils down to. I was deep in conversation with someone not that long ago on the phone, and then something transpired on their end, and it threw me for a loop because it was totally unexpected. And so now I'm here. Jessica from Texas. Hello, Jessica from Texas. AM4 Creations, hello, and Ann Hogan, hello. Will I start vacation Tuesday? Yes, I'm thinking about coming to Charlotte one day. During it, everyone have fun, and we'll watch the replay. You have a good night, Will. You have an excellent night, and get plenty of rest for tomorrow. Harriet Boyer from Las Vegas, welcome. And Dee Dee Boyd, hello. How are you as well? Thank you guys for joining us this evening. So as I mentioned earlier, I came across these and I had them in my living room and set them off to the side so that I could bring them in here with me this evening so that we can embroider these, right? So this is a very popular gift. It was hugely, wildly popular last year and the year before, if I'm not mistaken. It was 2 years ago that it really kicked off really big. but it's still a very practical gift. And the cool thing is, it's an extremely affordable gift, and it's one that you can make and it not break the bank at all. Yet you can make a very good profit off of it because it is so affordable, right? Now, you can get the set from Dollar Tree. All right, so here is one oven mitt from Dollar Tree, and then you get two pot holders from Dollar Tree. So $1, $1. This is $2. Now, I tried to. My Dollar Trees can be crazy sometimes. Sometimes they'll have some stuff. Sometimes they'll have other stuff. So in this instance, my $1 Tree had these two. The one closest to me had the towels and stuff, but I haven't made it back to go get those towels to go with this set that would match it perfectly. But I did find a dish drying mat at this Dollar Tree, whereas my Dollar Tree didn't have the mat and it didn't have this mitt. So go figure. So tomorrow I'll probably go to my Dollar Tree and get the towels, and that way she'll have two sets, one of a lighter color and one of a more rich emerald color, and then of course she can work with them however the mood fits her. So that's what this is for. And my son closed on his first house very young. He's 25 and bought his first house, and they closed, it's been 3 weeks now, I believe, but they moved in a couple of weeks ago, and so I felt like doing a custom pot holder gift for them. And I wish I had kept the little rags that I made for the kids, because I sublimated some wash rags, like oh my goodness, Dollar Tree, the 4-pack of wash rags from Dollar Tree, and I sublimated the kids' names and like dinosaurs and stuff on it, so that, because it's two boys, one is 2 and one is 4, and that way when they take a bath they can recognize their name on the washcloths and have their own washcloths. I thought it was actually really cute. I don't remember how I came up with the idea, but it turned out really cute. So I'm gonna have to make some more and take pictures of those so that y'all can see it. But for the time being, one of the biggest problems with the oven mitts, all right, so these can be done on the 4x4 embroidery machine very, very easily. However, it will take some sewing in order to accomplish this, okay? So what you pretty much will do, and I always suggest to do this side, the thumb side of the glove, not this side, because then you'll have this tab to keep up with, and who wants to keep up with anything? We want to make it quick and dirty. So you would just go in and kind of, if you pull it apart just a little weedy bit, you can see the seams on the inside, those stitches. So you can take a seam ripper and just pick out those stitches and open it up, lay it flat on the 4x4, and of course, depending upon the handedness of the person, I'm right-handed, so if I use this on my right hand, then this side is where I would put Eve's kitchen or whatever I wanted to put on the back of this. A pretty design, but the person's name has been really popular as a gift for the kitchen person who's over the kitchen. So if it's the husband, of course, he does all the cooking, and you would put his name on here. So that is one of the things I would suggest, is open up that thumb seam, lay this flat on the 4x4 and embroider it. Well, if you are not handy with the sewing machine and you don't want to pick apart stitches and restitch something, then how do you embroider on it, right? Because even with the grip that I use for a lot of my projects, the grip has the clamps, right? And you can move the clamps in and out, but the problem is you want to be able to, or you should want to be able to embroider as much of the surface as you can, because kitchen is a decent length word, right? So by the time you slide the mitt onto the clamps, by the time you slide this on and clamp it down, slide this over just a little bit, then it's stretched out too wide in order for it to embroider and freely move around the bobbin case. Okay, so you really need to have a lot of room to be able to maneuver back and forth, and embroider all of that. And this is a really tight fit right in here for that bobbin case to go in. It possibly could work, but what I found is a lot of times it binds the embroidery machine, and then your stitches aren't clean and look gorgeous. So what do you do in that case? Well, Designs by Little B actually had a video showing where she embroidered upside down. Okay, and what that pretty much consists of is you would take your smallest hoop, now fast frame. Okay, so this actual whole process that I'm getting ready to show you involves fast frames. So it can be used with your, I use just your regular fast frames. It is a brand called Fast Frames. And then Durkee has a set of frames, and they call theirs Easy Frames, if I'm not mistaken. But the principle is still the same. It's a frame that you just slide in on the embroidery machine. There's a special bracket that goes with these frames, and then you just slide that. This stays on the machine, and you just change out these windows. Okay, and they have windows of all sizes, and you just slip it in under that screw knob, lock it down in place, and twist it, and then you can embroider whatever. Okay, so that's how the fast frames work. I love my fast frames. With the Redline, I will not be getting fast frames. I'll get the Durkee frames. The Durkee frames tend to be a little more sturdy, and don't bounce around as much, but they both still embroider, and they both still get the quick jobs done. Okay, so we're going to use fast frames for this, and the way you essentially would do it is you would put sticky stabilizer on the frame. Okay, and then once you put the sticky stabilizer on there, so your sticky stabilizer will go on top, all right, and the sticky will be on the bottom, and then you would just hoop it by sticking the bottom of this to the bottom of the sticky stabilizer. So then your mitt will essentially be hanging from the bottom of this fast frame, and then the inside can go around the bobbin case arm, and then it can freely move and embroider as it needs to. My concern with that is some sticky stabilizer leaves residue behind, and sometimes they don't tear cleanly. And with this particular set, my intention was to embroider with black thread. Okay, so if your sticky stabilizer is not black and you're embroidering, I don't know if it will tear cleanly enough to not leave white specks and whatnot around the writing. Okay, but I haven't tried it yet. This will be my very first time doing this, so you guys get to watch me either succeed or fail. This is going to be a trying this out project because I really want to get this done. And in addition to that, I do have black tearaway stabilizer, even though I think this one is cutaway. Let me see. I picked up the wrong stabilizer. Yeah, this one is cutaway, but I do have black tearaway stabilizer. However, that means I would have to go through the process of using my super clips to attach the tearaway stabilizer to the frame first, and then it won't be sticky to help hold on to the front part of, or the back part of that, the surface of the glove rather. So I don't know. I'm sitting here, I'm pondering, trying to figure out which route I'm going to take. And unfortunately right now I'm thinking about doing the sticky stabilizer, and if I do that, then the writing might end up being white because I don't, or I could still use the black writing, but if there is residue or something left, I can use a, not a Sharpie, but a fabric marker to color in where the white specks if I can't get it out. So there's a couple of options here. Someone else also suggested at one point using wash away stabilizer, so like a Not this clear kind, not this type. Even though if you pin it correctly, you could do this too. But the white version is called Vilene, I think is the name of it. You could use that too and then wash it out later. But I prefer to do black on the kitchen gloves, and the reason why is because you get them dirty. You know, as you're working in the kitchen and spills and food stains and stuff like that, and that white will get dirty. And say, for instance, you mess around and bump against the spaghetti pot or what have you, and red on that white will never come out. So that's why I'm thinking of just doing black on here. So for the moment, let us go ahead and get back to the chat. Dorothy Gaston, I just see her message right off the bat, and her name is Valerie at Redline. She is the person to talk to. If you're interested in financing, she is definitely the person to talk to. Let us see. Vanessa McCorka, hello, how are you? Denise Perez, hey, yay, I haven't missed anything. No, we're just getting started. Ormelas Perez. I want to make sure I say it all correctly. Ann Hogan, I've learned so much from you, and I love my Sew Up Pro. I love Sew Up Pro too. It is totally awesome. Matter of fact, I'm going to switch over to Sew Up Pro here in a little bit to get the wording put together for this specific glove. Rissy B, hi everyone. I'm glad to be here tonight. Welcome. We appreciate you being here. Irene Golden, hello. I'm new to the group from Southern California. Welcome from SoCal. Hello, hello. Thank you for being here. Dorothy Gaston says hello everyone from the STL. Welcome as always. Miss Carol Coleman is here late. I hope you ain't too terribly bad past your bedtime. I apologize. Shonda Willis, hello. Good evening to you as well. Dolores says hello from Texas. Welcome. T Pink says SD. Well, welcome. Appreciate you coming in. Kendrick Jazz, good evening all from South Carolina. Well, welcome. We appreciate you being here. You're my neighbor. I'm in North Carolina. Marge Campbell says she's also in Texas near Lubbock. Welcome, welcome. T Pink says I made these for Christmas with my PE 800. Yes, this definitely goes well on the PE 800. That's the 5x7 embroidery machine. Again, you will still have to open it up and lay it flat, and then sew it back up after you're done. But otherwise, we're gonna try to cheat and not do that. We're gonna see how that works. It might not work, it might flow, but the cool thing is if it does, $1, not even sweating it. And that lets me know if I can do it with this $4 and it turns out great, then I can do this one as well. This entire pack was like $4.95, right? And it comes with the 2 pot holders, which was $1. Then it comes with the glove, which was $1, and then it comes with 2 coordinating kitchen towels. So this whole thing was $4.95, whereas you can buy each one of these separate at Dollar Tree for $1. But you know, it's okay. I wanted to see, and then too, okay, let me point this out before I get into that. The other downside with this specific set, if you try to do this one from Walmart and open it up, this seam around the bottom of this oven mitt, see, this oven mitt has a seam as well. I mean, not a seam, a binding. So the binding that goes around this, once you pick this apart, the binding still stays there. It doesn't go anywhere. But with this specific mitt, you have to, the binding isn't stitched into this seam. The binding is over that seam. So if you open it up, you'll have to take this whole binding off and then figure out how to put it back on. And I'm not a seamstress. I do very, very little sewing. And I am not familiar with doing bias binding. I'm just not. So this one, I would definitely prefer to not have to open this. So I'm really hoping that floating this is going to work like I want it to, and then I won't have to open that glove, because that's going to be a royal pain, which is why I haven't even taken this whole pack apart yet, because when I do embroider it, I want to make sure it's going to work before I take this loose. Otherwise, this is something I could probably take back and be like, ugh, I'm just going to have to stick with the Dollar Tree type, and the color is different. You know, so if I have to stick with the Dollar Tree gloves and just get her a couple of more to go with that set, the Dollar Tree set, then I'll do that and just take the Walmart set back. So That's why I'm doing it that way. Hi, Stephanie. How are you? Rissy B, I'm curious if you know anything about this. Apparently, there is a way to purchase multi-needle machines for a much cheaper price than if you purchase through a dealer. The only person I know is charging people for this information. I'm sure there is a way. And a lot of that most likely is they are purchasing the machine directly from the manufacturer overseas. They've probably found a manufacturer who makes most of the great majority of the embroidery machines are made overseas in China, right? And those guys are over there and they're willing to sell the exact same thing that they sell to some of these larger manufacturers. They're willing to sell to you directly and make more money in most instances. So 9 times out of 10, the person who is charging people for that information, they're charging for it and then saying, hey, if you want the embroidery machine at this price, I can order it for you. You've already paid them and they're making money off of it. But then when you pay the money to actually get the machine sent to you, they probably make a little extra off the back of that too. So 9 times out of 10, they have a contact over there of a distributor, or not a distributor, a manufacturer of a specific embroidery machines. Because I have been on, I do deal personally, I deal overseas. I do purchase things from overseas, not my embroidery stuff, but there are other things that I do buy from overseas. And I have looked up embroidery machines and I've seen some $2,000, $3,000 brand spanking new, and I'm talking about multi-needle machines. But the support and the reliability and the warranty and all of that is not something I'm willing to take a chance on coming directly from overseas. I would much rather have a go-between. And I want to make sure that if I'm dropping that kind of money on an embroidery machine, that I get something that I know I can call someone up and say, hey, can I do this? How do I do that? ABC, with experience, and they can tell me what to do and what not to do. Whereas right now, one of the contacts, especially that I have overseas, speaks very broken English, and we speak through WhatsApp, and that's just not comforting if I'm having an issue with any one of my machines. So with the Redline, what I found is I pick up the phone and I call and I'm like, Valerie. Or the Facebook group, I'm like, hey guys, what's going on? How do I fix this? What do I do with that? How do I get to this setting? How do I change that part of the machine? And I get an answer. You know what I'm saying? Whereas China right now, at my time, it's going on 11 o'clock over there. It's 11 o'clock in the morning. So it's like you have to play the time zone thing and all of that other jazz. So that's probably what that is, Rissy B. I don't know for sure because I haven't actually spoken with anyone in regards to that, nor have I haven't talked to anyone that's charging anybody for that kind of information, but I'm assuming in 9 times out of 10 I'm right. Because otherwise, how else are you going to get a deal that's too good to be true? That's about the only way to be able to get it. So be careful with that. I'm not going to say you can't do it, and I'm not going to say it won't work out for you, but just be careful because you definitely want support for your equipment that you can rely on, and that's a huge important thing that you want to definitely keep in mind, because if something happens to it, who do you go to? The person who is charging people for that information? Are they going to be the ones to help walk you through everything? They might, and they may charge you for that too. So if they're charging you to get the machine, then they'll probably charge you to tell you how to use it, So that's the kind of stuff you got to really keep in mind and just be cautious. Something to think about. But if you do decide to go with it, I wish you well, and I hope it works out for you. Angelia says, hi Eve in the hoop group. Sorry I'm late. My brother was here visiting from Louisiana. I was late as well because I completely forgot that, I don't know why it slipped my mind. I got distracted. Debbie D. Hi Debbie D. How are you? Welcome. Appreciate you being here. She says, hi Eve and everyone. Hello to you as well. Jennifer H says, hey everyone. Hello to you as well. Marge Campbell says, I think I'll try that with water soluble. A couple of layers might work, and it could work, definitely, for sure. Again, my only concern is with the time that I'm working with this evening. I don't want to have y'all on here too terribly late, and I would have to find a way to adhere it to the surface, adhere the water soluble, the couple of layers to this. All right, so I'd have to use my super clips or something and then pin it to the bottom. And yeah, that can be done, and I guess I could go in there and get it and we give it a shot, but that means again I'm gonna have to get up anyway and go get the water soluble stabilizer. So we'll see. I mean the tearaway sticky stabilizer. Vicky Sanders, hello, hello. Oh, you just woke up. Nice. Caught a nap. Rhonda CW says, hi, even everyone. I finally purchased my brother's Scan and Cut and my 5-in-1 heat press. No names yet, but that's okay because it still garners you a bell ring. Congratulations. You got you a Scan and Cut, girl. You have fun with that Scan and Cut. It's fun. I enjoy my Scan and Cut very, very much. So congratulations on that and your 5-in-1 heat press. That's going to be fun for sure. Sublimation. That's all I'm going to say. Elicio Cruz. Hello, everyone from New York. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. And no names for the 770 yet either. No worries, Rhonda, because one thing's for certain, the names are just a part of the ambiance and it's not completely necessary, but sometimes it can make it a little more fun. April Smalley says, good evening, everyone. I did my first Sublimation iPhone cases tonight. Came out really good. Awesome. Congratulations. I told you Sublimation is bomb.com. Mom of 12 says, hi from Cleveland, Ohio. Hello to you as well. Miss Sin. Hey, Miss Cynthia. How are you? Happy evening. And she says, happy almost New Year to you. Dexter Wilson says, I received a PE 800 Cameo 4 for the holidays, but I'm intimidated to open them up. Wow. Don't be intimidated. It's just a machine. But we do need to ring the bell for you. You got a PE 800 and a Cameo 4? Congratulations. Somebody's going to be doing a whole lot of work there because the PE 800 and your Cameo 4, you're going to have a lot of fun. You can use the Cameo 4 to cut out your applique pieces prior to doing embroidery, so keep that in mind. Definitely give that a try and look it up so that you can get some excellent directions, and hopefully I'll be able to do a video on that myself at some point in time soon. But I've been taking time off and out of the studio. Some situations I probably shouldn't be, but I am. So I haven't really been over here that much, so that's why this is a spur of the moment thing. Salty Gravy. Hey, Salty Gravy, how are you? And Heather Butler, exactly. She says, I was scared of my machine too. Just jump in. You will love it. And she says, I think tomorrow is the day I'm going to open it. Well, let us know how it goes. If you're in the hoop group, then definitely drop a picture in the hoop group so that we can see what you work on. And if you're not a part of the hoop group, you can log in right here at thebabiesbooty.com and click on the top where it says membership. Or sign in, join, and you can definitely do that. It's free of charge. We don't sell your information. We don't spam you with anything. We just let you post the projects that you're working on, and as long as everybody is friendly and keep it stress-free, we're all gonna be good. So thank you definitely in advance if you do decide to sign up for the hoop group. Shonda Willis, I am in Savannah, Georgia, and this is my first live session. Welcome. I usually watch the posted video. Well, welcome to you, and I appreciate it very much you coming in to join us. I'm actually very late. Normally I am not on this late, but I have been coming on later and later, trying to get a feel for how things are going to go for the new year. So we'll see how it goes. PJ Coppage, you're fine. Welcome, welcome. A Garden for Mom says, good evening from Cali. Marge says, would you still get a warranty when purchased direct and service? I agree, not worth the hassle. That's a big risk. And usually a lot of money for that type of risk. I'm not a fan, but to each his own. And sometimes the appeal of getting something at such a great deal is stronger than those reasonings, and it could work. I'm not going to say it won't. It actually could work very well, but you just really need to be careful. Shamina Stewart says, hello, Eve and everyone. I'm so late. No, we're so late, so it's not that big of a deal. We appreciate you coming anyway. You and Miss Teresa Jackson, it's all right. Contessa Harris, hello, hello. How are you as well? Thank you for joining us this evening. Rhonda CW, thank you. Working on the printer for Sublimation. Can't wait. Yes, it is a lot of fun. I love Sublimation. T Pink, I want to thank you for all your amazing and extremely helpful Sew It Pro videos. You made everything easy to understand. I was able to create my own applique design and got my first Etsy sale. Oh, holler! Congratulations! That's what's up. Because Etsy is not an easy per se platform to sell on because it's so crowded and packed with stuff. So congratulations on that. Contessa got a new heat press, the 15 by 15. Holler! She got her a hot baby. Woo! Congratulations, Contessa, on your new 15 by 15 heat press. Yes. Rissy B, good information. Thank you. I didn't even think they may be getting it directly from the manufacturer. Yes, I agree. That's a risky thing to do. Thanks for your willingness to share information for free. Of course. Of course. I'm not that's my thing is why not? You know, why not? So that's why I do it. I absolutely love when people can learn and you can take that information and do something fantastic with it. So yes, for sure, for sure. Shamina says, Eve, do you have a video on embroidering on a shirt pocket and how to hoop it? No, I do not. Shirt pockets are, what's the word I want to say? Embroidering on a shirt pocket is going to be about the same as us trying to embroider on this, okay? Because what you're going to find is you're trying to fit your bobbin case arm or that arm, sewing arm, up into the space for that shirt pocket. Most embroiderers that I know of, when they embroider on a shirt pocket, they take it a loose, just like I'm telling you to open the seam of this specific mitt and then sew on it flat. They open it, stitch on the pocket, and stitch it back. So I have not seen a video of anyone embroidering on a shirt pocket that don't unstitch it. Now, if they don't unstitch it like a t-shirt, it could stretch around it, but you want to be really careful and not stretch that pocket, because of course stretching the surface of the fabric that you're embroidering on will cause puckering. So you want to be really careful, but I have not seen that. Not myself anyway. A garden for mom. Eve, ring the bell. I purchased an SC625. Her name is Maud. I love Maud. That is too cute. Congratulations. She said she bought it for herself for Christmas. That's what's up. She got her own SE625. Congratulations. That is a combination 4x4 and sewing embroidery machine. So you have a lot of fun with your new baby. Vicky Sanders says, I'll open it for you. I know, right? Lupe. Hey, Lupe. How are you feeling? Welcome. Lupe says, hi, even everyone. It's been a long time. I missed your live videos, but I watched them afterwards. Nice to be back. Yes, nice to have you back. Leah, hello. Let's see. Lucy says, hello. I'm also late tonight. Jenny says, I have done shirt pockets, but I was sewing the whole shirts. Pockets are tricky. Wow. Not the whole shirt. That's what's up. See, you're good at doing, I'm not a seamstress. The clothing that I've sewn was tragic. So I haven't tried since. So I need to. Hi, Eve. What's your honest opinion on the Brother PE 800? The honest opinion that I have on that Brother PE 800 is for the low end price wise of embroidery and getting a great value for the price under $1,000. It is a fantastic option to purchase that embroidery machine for the home embroidery enthusiast. Yes, definitely. If you have just that much to invest, in a home embroidery machine rather, the PE 800 is a fantastic choice to make. I would suggest that over the 4x4 embroidery machines. However, not everyone's budget can even swing the cost of the 800, the PE 800, because that usually runs about $600, somewhere in that range, depending upon whether it's on sale or not. I've seen it as low as, I want to say, 550. But some people still can't afford that, and that's okay. So in that instance, the 4x4 machine, around $300, 350, they can swing that. Then make that purchase instead. Don't break the bank trying to get into something that you're not 100% sure you'll be doing okay with it. You know what I'm saying? So what I generally suggest is start small with what your budget can afford, right? And then after that, build up to it. So make your money. Do your pot holders. Make your money off that 4x4, honey. Save the money that you're making off of these. Like, for instance, pot holder and 2 mitts and maybe a towel or a drying mat rather. I'm sorry. $3. This is $3, and 7 times 3 is 21 in North Carolina. $3.21 for this. Okay, because our sales tax is a fool 7%. I mean 7 cents on the dollar or something like that. So $3, you could easily sell this for 10, 15, because it's a set. A matter of fact, I would say 15, because especially if you personalize all 3. All right, so this would be gorgeous if you open it up and do a like a pretty picture of some sort, like red work, and put it all over the front of this. Would be gorgeous. But you're doing a 4x4, so maybe like a monogram down here in the corner, or a small flower or something like that if there's a theme in that person's kitchen. And this could easily be a $15 set all day long, and you only paid $3 and spent time embroidering, of course. And you might have bought a design, and you're paying for thread and your time and stabilizer, right? But still, the profit margin is huge for things like this. And if you do enough of those, look at the profit that you could save up, and then purchase the 5x7 embroidery machine, which is what the PE 800 is, right? So the thing, and then in addition to that, if you needed to, you could sell the 4x4, take that money that you sell it and put it towards the PE 800 if you're just missing $300 or $250. Sell it for $250, take that $250, add to it the extra, and then make your money. You know what I'm saying? So there's all kinds of ways to skin the cat, and it can be done. And there's no shame in starting out with the 4x4. That's where I started. So that being the case, you want to do what makes the best financial move for you, and you definitely do not want to just jump head first into investing hundreds and hundreds of dollars on something, and then you realize, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. I cannot tell you how many 4x4 and 5x7 new embroidery machines I see on Craigslist and offer up all the time, and they're like, I just don't have time, I just never do it. So you're putting that money and letting it just sit there. So get something at least 300. You won't feel so terribly bad if you don't get around to it. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the way I think. But Lucy, yes, the 800 is an excellent low end price wise embroidery machine, and it's a great value for the money. It really is. Rhonda says, I have a Dollar Tree mitten I am working on now, and I have opened up the seam. I have embroidered on the pot holders with tearaway on the back, yes, and WSS on the front, and it came out good. I've even done it without the water soluble stabilizer on the top. So either way, Shonda, the recommendation on a sublimation printer again is going to depend on your budget. If you don't have but maybe $200 to spend on a sublimation printer, then I would suggest Best Buy and or Amazon and purchasing the Epson 7720 or the 7710. I have the 10. So 7710 or the 7720. All right, those are excellent sublimation sublimation machines. You do have to convert them though. You do have to buy the conversion kit, and you can get that easily from Cosmos Ink. he sells the conversion kits. Um, and, and there are conversion kits on Amazon. Below this live, there should be a link to my Amazon store, and the conversion kits are in the Amazon store as well. So either way, you can't necessarily go wrong with the 7710. But if you can afford a couple of $1,000s and can go with like the Sawgrass sublimation machine, that is actually the best option, because you don't have to convert anything. You don't have to worry about, trying to trick the printer into printing with an aftermarket ink. You won't have to worry about that. But not only is the printer pricey, the ink is very pricey to replace in that. But if you can afford it and you're making the money off of it, go with it. All right. Let us see. Where am I now? Jennifer H. I got the US Cutter MH871 34-inch cutter for Christmas. I'm learning the software before I take it out the box. I am not mad at you at all for learning how to use that huge cutting machine first. But let me congratulate you on your new 34-inch cutter. Awesome, man. Congratulations. Girl, you're going to be doing some cutting. You hear me? 34 inches is huge. That is like really, really, really big. So you'll be able to cut a lot of stuff at one time. And congratulations on that. Justin is the one who does the large plotter machines and the cutting. So I don't know what I would even think about trying to cut with a plotter that big. So he's definitely the go-to person to get more information on that. Irene says, how do you rate the Redline? I plan to purchase one next month. I rate the Redline a solid 10, and I'm going to tell you why. Number one, the value of the price for what I'm getting out of that machine is insane, for lack of better words. So it's 15 needles. This pretty much almost the exact same price that I paid for my 6 needle machine is what the price is for that Redline 15 needle. It is an industrial machine, so it embroiders faster than the 6 needle. Then you have a more industrial setup with that machine, so you get double the hoops with the industrial machine. So you get 2 of every hoop that comes with it, with the exception of the patch sash, the really, really large patch hoop. You only get 1 of those, but usually you're only doing a sheet of patches anyway, so you don't need 2 of those. What else? Oh my gosh, everything is industrial with it. The needles are, the thread, it comes with a starter kit of Metro EMB thread, which is gorgeous colors of thread with a Metro EMB rich, beautiful polyester thread. It will fit the aftermarket hoops, so your mighty hoops, the magnetic hoops, the Durkee fast frames, all of that, it will fit all of those. You will have to be over the maintenance for your machine. All right, so when it's time to do like a tune-up, so to speak, where you oil the different parts and lubricate the different parts of the machine, that is your responsibility now. Whereas with my 6 needle machine, I would have to pack it up, take it, I want to say it's 30 miles away, roughly an hour drive to take my machine, and pay $250, I think it is, for them to clean it, go through it, adjust everything, make sure everything's adjusted the way it's supposed to be, oil everything that may or may not need to be oiled, the whole kit and caboodle, something like $250. Maybe a week to get that done, then go back, pick it up, bring it back. You see what I'm saying? That's just like a lot. Whereas with the Redline, all of that is in my hands. They are fantastic at teaching you step by step how to oil, how to maintain, how to even set the timing on this machine if something happens and the timing gets knocked out. I mean, everything you need to know about how to operate that machine, they're pretty much teaching you, or will teach you how to do it. So the support with this has been amazing. I absolutely love that. Whereas with this machine, I am not technically supposed to touch or take apart or do anything of that nature with that machine, which is okay. I totally get it. But I am definitely in love with my Redline machine, and we have a lot of really cool things coming down the pipes with Redline, and I'm really excited. 2020 is going to be an awesome year for the embroidery group and the hoop group scene. So please be sure to stay in touch. If you're not a part of the hoop group, you'll find out the same information, and maybe a little later. But the hoop group is privy to information, and we are actually considering rolling out memberships here on the YouTube channel. So keep that in mind. You're the first to know about that. That we are actually able to offer memberships now. So we'll get all of that together and figure out the best way to roll that out to you guys, and have some fun, right? And get awesome support for the channel. So Irene, if you do purchase the Redline, it is an excellent choice. It really is. They are fantastic. And the gentleman that teaches how to do maintenance and all of that kind of stuff, he's done embroidery for over 30 years. And there's another somewhat major embroidery machine company that he used to advise, and he no longer advises them. He's now with Redline. So you know, that spoke volumes to me when I found that out. I'm like, okay. So yeah, I love it. Dorothy Gaston says, I do mine for 15, the 4-piece kitchen set. Yes, that's what's up. D Williams, you just bought a PE 800 and need some help. What help do you need? Shamina says, I struggle to get my hoop under the presser foot. It only lifts so high. Any suggestions? You struggle to get your hoop under the presser foot. Make sure that your hoop is put together solid, flush, so to speak. Hang on, let me see if I can grab this and I'll show you what I mean. So like, this is the 4x4 hoop, and this is the inside and the outside. Okay, so when you go to hoop something, and of course I don't have anything over here that I can hoop really quickly. That's a bummer. You would think, well, I guess I could hoop this. Yeah, well, whatever. This is some crazy stabilizer, not the whole piece, but we're gonna hoop this. All right, so you have your outside, then you have your inside, and then you lay your fabric, material, whatever it is, over the surface of the hoop. And this is not how this goes, because there should not be a cutout, but go with me, pretend it's a full piece. And then you take the inside ring, of course laying flat on the table, and then you make sure that your stuff is kind of taut. You don't want it to be super tight, but you want it to be, you know, good and snug. So see how this is wrinkled? That's not what you want. And you definitely don't want to be pulling on your stuff, because number one, that can happen. So let me lay this down and hoop it properly so that I can show you what a good hooping would look like. And all right, so this is a good hooping. Okay, so as you see, I don't know if you could hear that or not, being that I just realized I don't even have my microphone on me. How tragic is that? I don't even know where my microphone is. And I'm glad y'all could hear me. Oh, there it is. I'm glad y'all could hear me decent enough, because my mic was way over here this whole time. I'm trying to tell y'all, I haven't had it together in a little bit, but it's okay. We're getting better. So anyways, if you can hear that, kind of sounds like a drum, right? That's what you're looking for. You don't, and it has a little bit of a give, just a little weedy bit, but not very much. You know, you want it to be good and solid. But notice how this hoop is still fitting down in that frame. And you want that to be as flush as you can possibly get that, because otherwise you're going to be having trouble getting it under that presser foot. So if it's a thick fabric, something like that, just make sure that you open up your frame more so that you can definitely get that inner ring down in there. Otherwise, you can kind of tilt it like this and slide it under the foot and then put it on the embroidery machine. I've had to do that with some of the thicker fabrics or the more fluffier fabric. So yes, you can do it that way too, where, like I said, just tilt it under there and then slide it in place and click it in place on your embroidery machine. But for the most part, you definitely want to make sure that these hoops are snug together and that they're down in the hoop together. Oh Lord. He said hello. Eddie said hello, booties. Evening, Miss Eve. That is hilarious. Hey Eddie, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. So let me know, Shamina, if that helps or not. Lisa Brown, hello. Hope all is well. First time catching you live. Well, thank you. We appreciate you catching us. I received my brother LB 7000 runway embroidery sewing machine on December the 21st. Congratulations. That's what's up. Congratulations on your new baby. Please definitely, if you haven't already, join us on the hoop group and show some of those projects that you've been working on with your baby. We would love to see it. Stephanie says, I love my 4x4. I've had it for 4 years and it's changed my whole life. And it does. That makes me sad when people are like, oh, I hate the 4x4. It's so small. I can't do anything. No, your mind won't let you do anything. There's a lot you can do with a 4x4 embroidery machine. The sky is the limit. And there are tons and tons of designs and in the hoop projects and all kinds of support for the 4x4 embroidery machine. So definitely don't knock it before you get it. T Pink says, that's my plan. Use my 800 to get a bigger machine. So far, I love my machine and I've had it for less than 2 months. Only downside was that I realized I can't do big graphics on large items. Not necessarily. I mean, you can. You would just have to put in a little more work and a little more effort. So if you wanted to do, like for instance, the Sew It Pro program will help you split designs. Or if you have, like, say for instance, a name that you want to put in, it's large, you can line, mark your fabric or whatever it is where you want each letter to go, and you can embroider each letter separately. Again, the restriction is a lot of times here more so than actually on the item itself. Now, yes, the full solid picture designs are a little more tricky to try and split up and embroider in parts, but I've heard of it being done. I haven't taken the time to even think about trying to attack that type of a project yet, because I know it will involve math and I'm not a fan of math. So I actually haven't attacked that particular part of the project yet, but I've heard it can be done. All right, with the right calculations and figuring out, you can do it. Pasha 6S, good evening. Good evening to you as well. Agree, Cynthia says, I started with the 770 at EU suggestion. Excellent advice. Love my 770. I've since upgraded, but do miss my sweet 770. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you. And if at all possible, you can keep both machines when you upgrade, keep it. Because one thing's for certain, while you're embroidering on one, you can embroider on the other. And you know what I'm saying? Just keep the whole ball rolling. Don't get rid of your baby if you can't, if you can help it. If you have to, that's understandable, but you can definitely run two machines. Jennifer H says, thank you so much. I'm going to contact Justin when it's time for tips. Please do. He would love that. Rhonda says, I have just seen a printer called PC Universal Printer today. It already has the cartridges in them. You just have to refill the cartridge. No conversion. It's about $289 on Amazon. So I'm really tempted. I will have to see that. I have not heard of that ever. So I'm not sure about that. I wish I could comment on it. I'll have to take a look and see. The PC Universal Printer. PC Universal Printer. I'm probably going to forget to look that up. So let me write that down, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. And I'll see what it's about. I mean, it can't hurt, because there's always something new out there. That's how I found out about the Epson, and knowing that I could actually sublimate with the Epson. But when I found out that I didn't have to pay over a couple of $1,000s to sublimate, game over. I was going to jump right in on that bandwagon, and I did, and I'm glad I did that because it's been excellent. I've loved every moment of it since. Debbie Kid says, hi, even everyone. Hey, Debbie Kid, how are you? How are you and your new big baby? What do you think of the Innovis sewing machine? Despuedelos says the Innovis sewing machine. Innovis is brother. So now if you're talking about a sewing machine, for me, one sewing machine is another sewing machine is another one, because I'm not a seamstress. I don't like sew, at least not in a recognizable way for clothing. I can sew bags and window treatments and stuff like that, but clothing, no. So I'm not familiar with the different sewing machines. As long as it does, you know, my buttonholes and zigzag stitch and stuff like that, I'm good. But I'm not familiar with the sewing machine. Now, if you're talking about the Innovis embroidery machine, it's a brother machine. Innovis is a part of it. What's the word I'm trying to say? Innovis is like the brother Innovis, blah, 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 is what it's called. So it's an excellent embroidery machine as well. Brother makes very good embroidery machines, especially for the home crowd. Well, primarily for the home crowd. Lisa Brown. Oh, you were talking to Miss Debbie and all the folks. Do I use Sew Up Pro with the PE 800? Dextra says, yes, you can. The Sew Up Pro works with any embroidery machine. It sure does. And it is a fantastic embroidery editing program. I absolutely love it. Let's see. Kimberly Armstrong. I apologize for asking this because you have mentioned it numerous times in past shows, lives, but I forgot the name of the place where you get your stabilizer. Where I used to get my stabilizer, and depending upon what I'm using the stabilizer for, I would get it from Amazon. But now I've fallen in love with Metro EMB's stabilizer. I've used their cutaway and I love it. The sticky stabilizer I've been purchasing from Designs by Little B. So my thing with stabilizer is I use what I love and I recommend what I've used and loved. So for right now, cutaway, Metro EMB, hands down. I absolutely love it and love the size. For the sticky stabilizer, Designs by Little B has hands down the best that I've come across thus far. And then my general tearaway stabilizer I get off of Amazon. Sometimes I get it from Madeira, depending upon how I feel and how big I need it to be. If I need the huge, long, big rolls of stabilizer, I usually get those from Madeira, USA. Yes, ma'am. You're welcome. Jeannie says, I have the SE425 and PE770. Did a 7x12. Yes. Repositional hoop. Congratulations on that. Birth announcement in 3 hoopings. But yes, there are so many possibilities. Yes. See, 7x12. Excellent. It can be done. It really can. It's just you have to have it in your mind that you want to get this done. Lisa Brown, I am new to the embroidery family. I'm trying to learn more from you and a few others on the YouTube community. What is the best thread and stabilizers? So far, what I have found the best value and the best color, like vibrance and color so far, is Metro EMB. Their thread is gorgeous. I mean, these colors, you drool over these colors because they're so rich. So Metro EMB has been a huge favorite so far. I love their colors and the quality of their thread. I haven't had any issues out of my embroidery machine with their thread. Otherwise, with stabilizer and thread, and their stabilizer is good too, as I just mentioned. So metroemb.com, I believe. Eddie Greer, Innovis is a line of embroidery machines from brother. Thank you, line. Thank you, Eddie. Lord, I'll try to tell you, sometimes getting old, you forget stuff. Oh, it's 11:30, y'all. How am I gonna do these oven mitts and it's that late? I ain't even, because I'm answering stuff. Lisa Brown, will I be able to use a 5x7 hoop with my brother LB700 runway? If not, that's fine. Just learning. And can I use vinyl to do appliques? Thanks in advance. If your embroidery machine, because I'm not like the runway machines and the longer, let me just do it this way. I'll do a search. If it's normally a 4x4 embroidery machine, then you will not be able to use a 5x7 hoop with it. If it is a 5x7 machine, then you can do the 5x7. Let's see. Project embroidery and project. I don't want to look at a video. This is one we'll look at right here. Okay, that's 4x4. So no, you will have to use 4x4 only, but you can get a repositional hoop, which the repositional hoop is larger. Okay, and the repositional hoop is 4x6.5, roughly, a little bit larger than that. So instead of being limited to 4x4, you can actually go a couple of inches and a smidge bigger than 4x4. Okay, but you can't do 5 inches by anything, because your or it's always going to be 4 by something, let me put it that way. So you're going to do 4x4 or 4x6 in a little bit, and what happens is you're able to adjust the hoop, leave your project hooped in the hoop, but you can click it into different positions on the machine so that you can embroider all the way across. And it's easier to do that with the embroidery software editing program Sew What Pro. It helps you split it up automatically for you, and it's less work on you. But any of the 4x4 embroidery machines, you're limited to that 4 inches on one of those measurements at all times. Marsha, hi Eve, what's the name of the program that shows the embroidery icons again on Sew What Pro? It is called Sew Icons. It is Sew Icons. SEWICON and the letter Z. Sew Icons. Oh. And Cynthia Farr says Iconizer. I think there is a program. I know there's a free program out there somewhere too, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know the name of it. Thumb something or other. Pearl Lucas, hello. You have. It's rather late though. I apologize for that. Y'all, I was trying to embroider these pot holders tonight. What time is it? It's 11:30. It might be too late to do these. I may have to do a actual separate video and post it, because by the time I get the sticky stabilizer, by the time I set up the words and stuff to go onto the mitt and whatnot, it's gonna be late. And that's not even stitching it out. Great, I'm ordering it on Monday for the repositional hoop. Awesome! You're gonna have fun with it. Hey mama, my mom is in here. She says congratulations to Yolanda on her PE 800. So Lisa, I do have, if you go on the Baby's Booty channel and you type in repositional hoop, it will pull up a couple of videos to show you how to use the repositional hoop with your machine. Okay. So you guys, I really wanted to do these pot holders. What do y'all think? Wanda Collins, my machine is 5x7 PE 770. Yeah, so with your machine, you can actually do 5x11, I think it is. 5 by something of that length. I'll have to look it up again. But you're limited to 5 inches by whatever the other measurement is. You're welcome, Miss Marsha. You're welcome. So, and then on top of that, my throat is sore now. I've been talking so much. So you guys, I appreciate you tuning in. We were going to do, you know what, should we do these pot holders? Can I do a pot holder in 30 minutes? Y'all think I could do a pot holder in 30 minutes? Let me see. Let me try and see if I can't set this up real quick, because I really wanted to do the pot holders. I really did. Do y'all still want to see the pot holders? Is it going to be too late? Just let me know. Meanwhile, I'm gonna be in the background setting this up. It's gonna be 4x4, and I'm going to, ooh, that's too big. I'm going to go ahead and try and set up the design to go on it. Meanwhile, so that we're not wasting time. Yes. Yeah, see, that's entirely too big. So, let's see. Let's see if we can get this to work. That's too little. Oh, you know what? I was supposed to be showing y'all this. My bad. Let's see. I'm gonna pull you in here in a moment so that y'all can see what's going on in Sew It Pro. And I need, actually, let's do this. I'm looking blurry tonight, Michael says. I apologize. I don't know what's going on. I'm clear on my end, but I didn't ring the bell for Yolanda. Hold on. Go ahead and do the potholders, Walter says. Okay. Yolanda, where did I not ring the bell for you? Hold on. Did you say you got, I just got a PE 800. You did say that. Yolanda! Woo! Congratulations. I apologize. My auntie let me know that I did not get you your bell ring. I apologize. Congratulations on your PE 800. Pasha says, yes, I have a potholder and oven mitt. Also waiting for your embroidery. Yes. Okay. Yes, please do them if you're tired and need family time. Post a video. Nah, not tonight. Tonight I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm a little tired, but I'm okay. All right, so I'm going to switch this over. Hold on. I'm gonna do this one. All right, so here's Sew It Pro, and her name is Renicia, but we're gonna make it say Nisi's Kitchen. And I need an apostrophe, and the font that I'm using right here is off of Stitchtopia, and it's called Alexa, Alexa. And I'm looking up at my Alexa thing like, oh my gosh, I'm about to trigger my Alexa thing and having to realize that it's turned off. So I mean, it's on, but the voice part is off, so I didn't trigger it, so that's good. All right, so I have Nisi's, and then what I'm going to do is switch this font for a different one. So I don't want the same font for the word kitchen. So what I'm going to do is I'm opening up my files, and I'm going to actually go up one, and then I'm probably going to do, look at Times New Roman. So let's see, Times New Roman 1 inch. Ooh. Period, exclamation, dash. I need a comma, but I don't see one. Exclamation. Nope, that's not gonna work. Okay. Letter K, we're gonna go upper, so let's keep scrolling. all this says upper. Upper, lower, duh. Okay. Got it. Okay. Sorry. Brain. So let's see. K. I don't like that K. Ew. That is not cute. That is not the Times New Roman I was looking for. Sorry about that. Wrong Times New Roman. Here we go. This one. Okay. So. Upper. That's why stuff wasn't looking right. Okay. So I'm going to go with the 1 inch. And that's what I like about Sew It Pro. You bring in your different letters, and then I do it the old school way. Some people prefer to type them out. I don't. I could care less. So I just click on my info icon view, which is right here. It says lettering, and there's an icons folder. You click there and it opens up the last folder that you were in, which is where I merged in this letter K. So it populated all the rest of the letters in. So let's go with the I, T, C, H, and I'm just double clicking E, N. Now notice this is too big. OMG. So this isn't going to work because this is too big. So the Times New Roman is too large of a font. But let's go back. I'm going to close the info icon and I'm going to go back to merge. And this was 1 inch. So let's see if they have, nope, they don't have a 3/4. Okay, that's right. Usually for the word kitchen, I use 3/4 of an inch. So 0.75. So let's go back up. And I keep my smaller fonts up here in with an exclamation mark beside it, so I'll know I can get to a smaller size that I would need. So this didn't give me the sizes, so I'm gonna find something different. See, this is the type of stuff that usually I try to do ahead of time. All right, so that's 0.67 inches. Let's see how that's gonna look. Nah, I don't want to have to guess. Arial, are you gonna do me right? 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch. This is what we're looking for, and I needed a comma. So let's steal this 3/4 inch comma, and I'm gonna bring it up here. Yas, look at that. So you can borrow from different fonts to make what you need work as well. So I'm going to do info icon view again and open up that plain folder we were just in. And we're going to bring in this K. Look at how much smaller that is. Oh, that breaks my heart. K, I. All now I'm doing is double clicking over here in this panel on the right. T, C, H, E, N. All right, so I'm gonna adjust this by moving it over, spacing it out a good bit. All right, selecting the letters, moving it apart. Whoops. That's too far apart, I think. Hold on. That's too far apart. Let's put that same maximum. You can also use the arrow keys to adjust your space as well, as I have often done. All right, so now once you get this where you want it to be, then I'm going to actually center this to make it easier, and then have this and bring it down some and center it. Okay. Now I'm going to select all of it and bring the whole thing to the center. Now I'm done with the lettering, so I'm going to close out that, and notice there are 13 color stops, right? So all of it is black, but there's 13 color stops in all, and I want it to just keep stitching. I don't want it to stop. So on the 4x4 machines, and I believe the 5x7 machines, once you program in this, it will stop after each letter. Why would you want it to stop after each letter? You would want it to stop after each letter if you don't want the jump stitches in between each letter. So you know how when you stitch out something and it all stitches out and you have all those jump stitches all over the place? Well, to keep that from happening, you would leave all 13 of these separate, and you will not program for it to all join together. If you don't care about the jump stitches and you can trim them yourself later, then what you can do is go up to Edit, Join Threads, and join all adjacent threads of the same color. So if you click that, now it will only stitch the entire thing. It will not stop. Okay, so that's how you can get it to not stop after each letter, because some people don't like that, but some people don't like to cut jump stitches, and I'm not mad at that either, because they can be a pain. So that's how you would do that. Okay, so I'm going to save it as, and this is why it's totally awesome. Sew It Pro is phenomenal. So I'm going to save this to my desktop so it's easier for me to get to it. And I'm going to call this Oven Mitts Nisi. And now see right here at the bottom, it says save as type. Okay, I'm going to move this up to make it a little easier to see. It says right here, save as type. Right now, it's listed under PES for the brother. Okay. If you click here, it drops down a list of all of these different other embroidery machine files that are out there. It also lists JPEG, GIF, and it also lists PNG. So you can save it as an image as well, and you can send that image to your customer and say, hey, do you like this? Is there anything you want me to change? She might want it to have 2 E's in Nisi. I don't know. I could send this to her and she can say, you know, that's not what I want, and approve it or not approve it, and then changes can be made. So yes, you can save it as an image as well down here in this drop down list. But otherwise, you would just go down this list and find the embroidery extension type that your machine uses. If you have a brother embroidery machine, you can use the PES, the brother / baby lock professional PES, or you can use DST because it does accept DST as well. Okay. I also have the Happy, which takes the DST or the DSB file. So it's just, I'm not Happy. No, I did not just say that. Redline. I saw Happy on here, and that's why I said that. The Redline takes DST or the DSB. The Happy takes DST as well. So all of these different machines have their own extension. Viking, Janome, all of them are here. The cool thing is, if you buy an embroidery design with a different extension than yours on accident, say you bought a Viking design off of Etsy or something, you can bring that into Sew It Pro. You don't have to change anything, and just click File, Save As, and then come down here and save it as the file extension that you need it to be. So it's pretty cool. I love Sew It Pro for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and save that. I'm going to do it as a PES because I'm going to use my fast frames on the 6 needle embroidery machine. So that's already saved. And what I'm going to do is put the exact same thing on the pot holders as well. All right, so that's done. And I'm going to double check the size of this. It is 3.28 wide, so not quite 3.5. So that's good to know. Okay, so back to the chat. Let me make sure nothing popped up that I needed to know. Love that font. Yeah, it's Alexa. What's the best embroidery software to use for home machines? So What Pro is So What Pro, hands down, in my opinion. You can purchase So What Pro either from thebabiesbooty.com, or you can go to their main website, sandScomputing.com, and you can purchase it there as well. You're welcome, Shonda. You're welcome. Now, oh, Suzanne, go Grand Go. Hey, love, how are you? Welcome. Me and my husband was just talking about you yesterday and those delicious chocolates. He was like, oh man, you having more troubles? None of your business. Okay, so I'm going to go grab the sticky stabilizer so that we can use it on this hoop. And as I mentioned, we're going to put it on face down. Normally when you use sticky stabilizer, you put it face up, okay? But face up rather, and stick it to the bottom. But we're going to put it face down on this hoop, and then we're going to stick the glove to the bottom of the stabilizer and embroider through it. All right. And then we're also probably going to pin a couple of times just to make sure for insurance that it doesn't come off. And we're going to embroider this mitt upside down. Do you use a digitizing software? I do. There's So Art. There's also Wilcom Hatch, which is what I've been using for a couple of years. And there's also now Chroma that I've been using only for a couple of months. So digitize with all of them. I'm going to go grab this stabilizer and I will be right back so that we can get this started. And fortunately it's right here. All right, so again, this is Designs by Little B sticky stabilizer, and you get this huge roll, 50 yards of sticky stabilizer, and I haven't even opened it yet because, as I mentioned, I haven't really been out here much, and the projects that I've been doing lately have not been sticky stabilizer friendly, so we're about to have some fun. Make sure I open it correctly. Oh, we just gonna seam rip this mug. All right, take this off, and now here is our sticky stabilizer. So what I essentially will be doing is laying it against it and figuring out how to cut it from there. So I'm gonna grab some skizzers and I'm going to crease where I need to cut it, and then I'm gonna cut it. Late night embroidery shenanigans. How about it? All right, so now I have it that way. I'm going to cut it to size this way, a little bit of an overlap, because what I want the stabilizer to do is hang on to the frame for dear life. All right, so we wrap it around the edges of the frame. I'd rather all my items off your links. That's not a problem, my dear. So Lucy, if you want to get the So What Pro, it will be on my website, thebabiesbooty.com. And whether you purchase it from my website or even their website, someone has to generate your code. And if I'm in bed asleep, I cannot generate a code, so just be patient. Or if I'm driving, and we'll get a code right to you as soon as we can. So sometimes folks can be a little, like, hey, I paid my money and the payment went through and yet I don't have my code. Yeah, that's because it has to be generated. So give me a moment and I'll get it right to you. Because I'm one of those that if I see it and I can safely send the code, I'm going to send it right away because I don't like to wait for my stuff. So I try not to make people wait for their codes, but sometimes you can't help it. And when I'm driving is one of those times. So, all right. So there we go. Normally, as I mentioned, when you put stable and notice that drum sound again. You don't want it super, super tight, especially not fabric. This doesn't matter because it doesn't have a stretch to it, but you want it to be good and taut and drum like. And normally when you use sticky stabilizer, it will be on the bottom sticking up so that the sticky is to the window on top and you lay your fabric on top, right? Well, in this instance, we want it to be on the bottom. Okay, so again, I'm right-handed and I'm pretty sure she is too. So we're going to put the embroidery on the back side of the glove so that she can see whose kitchen it is as she's pulling out her pots and pans and stuff out of the oven. So we're going to put it right back here. So I'm going to take this, right? And here is the top. So the sticky is on the top. I mean, the sticky stabilizer is laid on the top so that the sticky is on the bottom. And we're going to line it up just like so. And this is where her embroidery is going to be on this mitt. Okay. And I'm looking at it, trying to make sure it's straight enough. Okay. So you can't see where you're embroidering. So in that instance, the water soluble stabilizer, like Badge Master or either the Vilene, would be a better choice. But being that I would have to attach it and all that other jazz, I don't want to go through that. So we're going to do it this way. So I'm going to add insurance. Okay. And I'm going to pin very carefully on the outside of this to make sure that it doesn't come off. Actually, you know what else I need to do? Let me look at something else. Hold on. Yeah, okay, so the glove is going to have to go on the machine this way so that the arm can fit down in here and it can embroider. So this is the right orientation, but I'm going to have to turn the embroidery the other way so that it will read from the top. All right, so now check. It's in some instances, check with your person that you're making this for, because if they prefer to hang their mitt and never use it, then you might want to put the wording the other way around. Meaning if it's hanging, then it'll read this way. But if they're going to be using it, then they can read it that way. But a lot of it is up to your customer, what you work out, your preference, and how you want to sell them. It's entirely up to you. There's no rule of what you absolutely have to do. That's not how the embroidery world works. Your only requirements would be in regards to like stabilizers and needles and stuff like that. But even then, you can bend the rules in some instances. Why is this thing not wanting to pin? Hold on. I'm not pushing up on it enough. Oh. Nope. Let's go with a longer pin. And make sure there isn't, the link for Sew It Pro isn't working. Okay. Let me check it real quick. I don't know why I'm struggling with pinning this thing. There we go. Yay! Why did it take that long? This should work. Yeah. Okay. So let me go back. Nope, not that one. This one. Not that one. This one. Okay. So let me show you. When you go to the website, this is the main website. If you want to join the hoop group, you would click here. But if you want to get Sew It Pro, you would click on Sew It Pro. If you want to sew art, sew icons, sew cat, sew clean, sew right, and then frequently asked questions for Sew It Pro. So right up here, Sew It Pro, if you click there, it should take you to this web page here. And then you would click Buy Now to purchase it. When you want to download the software, you would click Download Sew It Pro. This will allow you to download the demo version. And then once you purchase it, you will be sent a code that you will put in the demo version, and it will unlock the rest of the program. Or if you have Mac, like an iPad, whatever it's called, I don't know because I don't have it, an iComputer, then you would use the Mac version and download that one. So that is how you do or get the Sew It Pro, and it should work. So let me know if it still isn't working, because it should be working. Okay, so I pinned one side, and now that I'm looking at it, I don't want to pin it too tight, because you got to have room for this thing to flex and get around that arm. But I definitely need to have 3¼ inches space to put the embroidery. So come on, I ain't trying to stab myself. All right, yes, thank you for cooperating. Okay, so again, this is gonna go on the embroidery machine just like this, and then the arm is gonna go in here for the bobbin, and it's gonna embroider on top. All right, and as I mentioned, I wanted black thread. I may do white just to keep from having the issue from this. You know what, let's see what it looks like. We're gonna have fun. We're getting ready to practice and see how that goes. So I'm going to put this on the embroidery machine, and once I get it on there, then I'm going to bring you guys over so that you can see, or put the frame on there and then bring you guys over so that you can see what that looks like, putting it on the machine with the fast frames. Okay, so I'm sliding this fast frame bracket in. All right, and we're gonna try and do this one-handed. Okay, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, come on Alexa, you tear me out the frame. Hold on, plug that in wrong. Okay, now, all right, oh, there we go. Okay, come on for the ride. So we're gonna get this put on that. Okay, so this is gonna be a trip because I'm trying to hold the camera and put this on here at the same time. So as you see, this is the arm that this needs to fit up in here, as I'm sure you guys know. And notice it's got to slide in there and have room for it to rotate all around as it is embroidering. Okay, so let's get that slid on there. Whoops, wrong way. Why is this not centered? Hold on, let me get this centered. My hoop is off, and it shouldn't be. Okay. There we go. All right, I don't know why that was funky. Probably because we lost power the other day and I never came back in here to reset the machine. Whoops, sorry. Probably got y'all all kind of drunk. Okay, so now let me open this up some more. Slide that on, and this glove is thick, so it's not wanting to get on under there. There we go. All right, now we gonna screw that down. All right, so we have it on there now. I don't know how much of that y'all saw, but we have it on, and the glove is pinned on, and we got some movement under here to allow it to move around. So let's see how this goes, y'all. This is like I said, this is my first time doing it upside down. Don't know for sure if I did it correctly. It looks like I did. We getting ready to see, but this is, and look at all my threads all over the place. I'm so lazy, y'all. I don't even go back in there and put them back in place like they're supposed to be, because I don't be caring. I be just wanting to get the embroidery done and be done with it. All right, so what I did not do was bring the design over. So let me do that really quick. That won't take but a moment. And put it on the embroidery machine because it's hooked to the computer at all times by this cord back here, so I can just drag and drop to the machine like it's a part of a drive, instead of using flash drives. That's cool, but the flash drives, I can always know that my designs are there if I need them. So let's go ahead and we're going to bring up the design. All right, so as you see, there's a red laser dot on there. That's where the center is, and that's not where I want the center to be. That's entirely too high up, because what will happen is when it goes to embroider the top, it's going to be off of this frame. So I'm going to slide this back some. All right. And what I'm also going to do is rotate this, because as you remember, I doubt she's going to hang this. I'm pretty sure she's actually going to use this. So let's twist this, rotate it so that it will be the right orientation for her to use her glove. All right, so now that's done. So it's up here and I moved it there. So let's check and see where it's going to fall. So this is the center. Kitchen is going to be at the bottom. Her name's going to be at the top. So let's check where the bottom, because the top, I have plenty of room. I need to make sure it's not going to go too far down for the word kitchen. So I'm going to press this because kitchen is up there, right? And once I touched it, it stopped right here. Okay. And the frame actually stops right here. So all of this is free real estate where I can embroider. So that's good. That's actually not a bad place for this to be attached. And now I'm going to touch up here, which is the very top of where this will go. And as you see, that's the highest that this is going to go. So if I ever had any concern that this was going to hit the hoop, then I could move it and adjust it based off of where this dot is. So that's awesome. And the Redline has that as well. All right, so now that we know where the embroidery is going to be, I need to make sure I'm not going to hit these pins. So now I want to go side to side to see just how far this is going to go, and it will make sure that I have enough give under here so that it doesn't rip it out of the frame while it's trying to embroider. You want to make sure of that before you start any embroidery. So let's go to the side. Look at there. What did I tell you it was going to do? It rip out from up under there. So you have to be really careful. And let's go to the other side, and it's ripping over here too. All right. But the cool thing about this is sticky stabilizer, and we have the pin. So I can pin it up here and let it just float from over here in the pin that's barely hanging on over here. So I'm going to have to fix that. So we're going to pin it up here at the top to make sure that it's hanging on to this some kind of way. Now, another thing I could do is just clip it, but I don't want this to flip over and be in the way. So give me a sec. Let me get a pin from over here, and we're going to set y'all somewhere. I don't know where. Hold on. There we go. Cool. That works. All right, so I'm going to try and pin it up here. All right, and so now it's hanging on up here. So even with it being off a little bit over here, it's not too big of a deal. Let me move this. Matter of fact, we'll pin it up here because that's way out the way, but it also holds this side up some. So like I said, there's more than one way to skin a cat. You just gotta be hungry enough to skin him. Come on. I don't know why my pins are not cooperating. And I know this one is bent, so that ain't helping either, but come on, bruh. There we go. Come on. There we go. Ta-da! All right. So we're gonna give this a shot. I may pin it right here, just to be sure. All right, there we go. So I pinned it up at the top. So it's still gonna move with the frame, and I'm gonna show you guys what that looks like. All right, so I've pinned it up here out of the way. And yet we're going to embroider through this stabilizer, okay? So let's go through this again, and actually I'm gonna move it up just a smidge, not much, and let's check where those pins hit. Okay, cool. So that's up here. Woo, that's pushing it, y'all, that's pushing it. But I'm gonna take that chance because I'm ready for this to be done, and it's in the name of science. I don't know if you saw any of that, my bad. Okay, so now we're closing this out. I think I'm okay. I'm gonna drop it back down a little bit, and now we're going to sew. So it's telling me to change the threads. I want it to be black. Black is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Black is number 5 back there. So we're gonna select number, that did not work. Select number 5, and now we're gonna tell it to embroider. Hold your breath. And hopefully this will work, y'all. I don't know if it will, but we're gonna try. I mean, it's kind of pretty already. Woo. Okay. That's pretty. Now the apostrophe, and while it's doing the apostrophe, I'm trying to pull up the chat because I can't see it. Cecilia Rodriguez, hello, how are you? Eve, I have to order again from Conde. Do I need to call first before going to the website? Yes. Yes, you do have to call before going to the website. So that you can make sure that your account, well, if you've ordered already, you should have an account. So double check with your account person and make sure that you are listed as a Baby's Booty person. Where can I purchase the sticky stabilizer, and does it come in sheets or just rolls? Lisa, if you get it from Designs by Little Bee, it comes in a roll. Be careful with the sticky stabilizer that you purchase, because I was using some from a reputable thread source, and it was putting sticky adhesive all in the inner workings of my embroidery machine, and it could have basically just destroyed my machine had I not taken it in to have them clean it. So just, you got to be really careful where you get your sticky stabilizer from, unfortunately. So I would suggest Designs by Little Bee, because I haven't had any of that residue come from it yet. Carol Colbert, hey, I'm new to all of this, but somehow discovered you. You're terrific and so helpful. Really appreciate you and your willingness to share with all of us. You're welcome. Thank you. I love doing embroidery and sublimation and bling and all the crafting, and I want other people to love it too. I mean, it's fun, so why not? Let's all have fun together. That's the way I feel. Maria, hi Eve. I didn't realize that you were on tonight. When I checked earlier, you didn't show up, so I watched last week's meetup. Yes, I came on late. I forgot. I ended up on a late phone call and then completely forgot about coming online, so I was late this evening. So I'm not able to use my PE 770 for an overnight? I don't know what you mean, Marcia. Willa Allen, I'm sorry if you mentioned why before, but if so, I missed it. Why are you using the sticky stabilizer upside down? I was using it upside down to help it stick, help the glove stick to the underside of it instead of me pinning it. But that was a major fail. It didn't stick strong enough, so I didn't even have to do that. But it does stick to the frame, which enables me to pin it. So it is stuck to the frame really good, and it's helping me have something to grip the frame so that I can pin the glove. So that's why it's upside down. But with it not sticking on the underside, I could have done it the right side up, now that I think about it. But I didn't know it wouldn't stick. Yolanda, good night all, and may you have a blessed new year. Thank you, Yolanda. Nancy S, it's because the fast frame, yeah, it won't fit inside the mitt. Wow, the machine looked like it can do a lot. Deborah says it can do quite a bit. Not quite as much as the Redline does, but it does do quite a bit. Maria says the one way you can embroider on the oven mitt is by taking it apart. Yes, we did mention that earlier. And yes, this is a time saver if you have this type of machine to do it. Is there any video of how to oil your PE 770? I have a video of the 4x4 machine, but not the 770. A lot of the same areas of the 4x4 is the same on the 770. However, I don't have a 770 video. Okay, so we're done. Yay! So let's go ahead and bring this back over to the laptop as y'all look at my ceiling and my gorgeous Big Lots chandelier. Vents shows how to oil, just have to be patient with. Okay, so cool. There's a vents that shows how to do it. Hey Eddie Jr., how are you? And yo, the manual, that's because they don't want you to do it. They want you to take it in and have it done. You're welcome, Kendra Jazz Tees. Okay, cool. All right, so this was on the underside, right? So let's tear it off. And yeah, I should have used the sticky stabilizer the other way so that it wouldn't have stuck to the mitt, but so be it. Like I said, this was my first time doing it. I haven't done it before, and one of the concerns that I knew I would have, it looks like I will have, but it's okay because, as I mentioned, this was a test. It was from Dollar Tree. So the cool thing about getting your stuff to practice on from Dollar Tree, if you screw it up, it's $1. It's not super huge of a deal. So now that I know I can successfully do this without taking it apart, as I mentioned, taking this mitt apart is nowhere near the headache that taking the one from Walmart apart will be. So this is the headache. Taking it apart is the headache I want to avoid with that Walmart mitt. But with the Dollar Tree mitt, I can take this apart and it's easy. It's just straight seam to stitch it back up, and I wouldn't have to do it upside down and then worry about the white from the stabilizer. But at the end of the day, this is where we are, and this is what we have because we wanted to experiment tonight. So I'm going to have to peel all of this sticky because I did do it upside down. Who else was talking about upside down? Or somebody asked about the upside down, rather I should say. Why do it upside down? But as you see, it turned out beautiful considering. The stitches were great for it to be upside down, right? Leah, hi, new to embroidery, getting my PE 800 tomorrow. Holler! Looking for a laptop to use in my craft room and was wondering if there's any system requirements for Sew It Pro. If there are, they will be in the, should be in the frequently asked questions. Let me see if I can see any. On the main page. No, I don't see any minimum requirements here. But let's check in the frequently asked questions. Where is it? Oh, it's up the top. What versions of Windows are supported by the Sew It Pro? Our products will run on all versions of Windows after XP. So Vista, Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 8.1, and Windows 10. Most XP machines will run our software too, provided SP3, Service Pack 3 is installed. So if you're getting a new laptop, Windows 10 should run Sew It Pro without any issues, and you should be good. If using pens, you really don't need sticky. Another option, masking or painter's tape. The reason why I use the sticky again is because I did not want to have to go get my clips and clip it to the frame. That's why I did that. I was trying to find a shortcut to a shortcut, which I'm very well known to do. And it was just a test of something to try. It wasn't anything serious. As I mentioned, this is for my daughter-in-law, and she is one of those that, you know, really similar to me, whereas it's more like, oh my gosh, you actually made something specifically for me. Even if I had spelled her name wrong or something like that, she wouldn't care, because that's just the awesome type chick she is. And she'll love, I'm probably not going to give her this because all of that white that's around it, because I did do it the wrong way. Dollar Tree again. But even if I did give it to her, she would love it and use it, because that's just how awesome she is. So and the only reason I'm going on with this is to show you what it looks like after, and this also shows others what not to do. So that's the other reason why I really don't mind doing it the wrong way, so that people can see what the results are, instead of saying, you know what if I did? No, Eve already did it for you, and this is what it's going to look like. So that's why I don't mind doing it the wrong way, so to speak. And as you see, Sticky Stabilizer is really sticky, so it takes it a minute to get all of this unstuck. But of course, on the back side of your projects, it's really not that big of a deal, but on the front side, it sucks. About a Google laptop, right? No, Google is not going to. Most programs need to have Windows. Windows has a type of setup where it will allow you to work with files and use files with your different forms of equipment. So you really should have a Windows computer, not a Chrome computer. Not even a net computer. It really needs to be a Windows based, or preferably Windows based. It can use a Mac, but even if you use it on a Macintosh, you'll need to use a Windows emulator on the Macintosh in order for Sew It Pro to work, or any of those programs. The design is pretty. I know it is. Thank you. Do you have any videos on scan and cut? No, I do not, but Stephanie was in here earlier with Clever Dog Designs. She has quite a few, and she's really good with hers, so check her out. Stephanie with Clever Dog Designs on YouTube. So she's one of the instructors that will be on the cruise. Okay, tired of picking this stuff out, so I'm not gonna pick this out anymore because it's a pain in the butt and it's hurting my hand. So I'm not going to take the rest of this out, and 9 times out of 10, I'm not going, well, like, who was it? Wash it first, Marge says. We'll try washing it and see how it does. And if it takes all of this fluff out, even though from what I understand, washing the Dollar Tree stuff usually doesn't turn out that well, but we're going to give it a shot. How much memory space does the program take up? Not a lot at all, Leah. Very, very little. Let's see. I don't know that it tells that either, but it is a very lightweight program. Your designs and that type stuff will actually take more space than the Sew It Pro program will. So, hi, Levite Apparel. How are you? Hello, Levite Apparel. When I just got my product, okay. Oh, you did ask that before. I don't know the space. I've never paid it any attention. Miss Eve, I wonder if a tennis ball would release the tear away from stitches like it does with the wash away. It might. I don't have one. You're welcome, Lisa Brown. I don't know. We'll have to, I don't have a tennis ball out here. I've never heard of that, actually. It makes sense, but I've never heard of it. And this is sticky, though, actually, more so than just tear away. So because it's sticky, that's why it's being that much more of a pain. I said I wasn't going to pull the rest of this off, didn't I? And yet here I am torturing myself because I shouldn't have done it sticky side down. But now you know not to do it, don't you? It was all a part of my master plan. All right, y'all. Well, I'm getting sleepy, and tired of this. So here is a oven mitt from Dollar Tree. Yours will look a lot better because you will not do your sticky stabilizer sticky side down. You will do your sticky side up and then pin this for the most part to the bottom, and you can float your oven mitt without taking out any seams. We did not take out its seams. We did not take out seams. You like that, right? No, I didn't either. So this is how super cute and how super easy it was. You saw we put the letters together on Sew It Pro. I do have more detailed videos on Sew It Pro, so if you take a moment, go in there and take a look. Try the demo. The demo is fantastic. You are limited to color stops in that program, but it still is a lot of fun learning how to navigate it and put things together. So I hope you guys enjoyed doing a mess up but a learning experience of an oven mitt without taking out the stitches. I will go back tomorrow and I will do the pot holders myself, because those are pretty easy peasy mac and cheesy. You just set it down. So if you're doing 4x4, you can just set it right on top of that 4x4. If you want to even spray some sewing machine needle friendly spray adhesive, and then just lay this right on top and stitch the exact same thing out on the pot holders after you hoop just some tearaway stabilizer. That's on the 4x4 machine. Same principle with the larger machines. You just hoop you some stabilizer and stick it right on top and go on about your business and stitch it out. Very easy to do. I will probably find a cute design to embroider on the dish drying mat and give that as a gift as well. But I'm probably going to go back to Dollar Tree, find this oven mitt again, and then stitch it correctly and give it to her. But I just wanted to see how it would work to do it upside down. It's a learning experience. So thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it. A garden from mom, thank you very much. And Kimberly, you be safe at work. Miss Marge, be safe doing your laundry. I was gonna clean my kitchen. That's not gonna happen now. Oh, it's sticky on top of the letters. Yes, but that's not how you want to do it. As you see, it turned out a little tragic, so let's not do it that way. But you guys, maybe a couple of layers of water soluble stabilizer would work really well, and then you don't have to worry about that fuzzy of the white coming through even with tearaway stabilizer. So thank y'all for joining me. It was awesome. At one point I looked and saw we had 110 people in here at one time. How awesome is that? That was like amazing. So thank y'all for joining me this evening, and I look forward definitely to seeing you all next week if I remember and come in on time like I'm supposed to. And we'll have another fun project to do next week here at the Baby's Booty Studio. So until the next time I see you guys, I hope you have happy embroidering. Have a great night, and I look forward to you guys again next week. Bye.